Strategic Checklist, Part 3. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today we're going to be talking about the strategic checklist. If you haven't been watching, go back and rewatch or watch for the first time number 1 and number 2 parts of the strategic checklist. And this is all about if you don't have a strategist working for you and you can't afford somebody like me to be able to work with you, then you're going to want something to go off of to have somebody like this involved in your business, whether it be a staff member you already have, whether it be trying to hire someone and train them into being this type of person, or take elements from all these different things and try and find it in different people as best you can. And this is the third thing that I'm recommending you do when it comes to finding people with elements of strategy involved. So I'm a business strategist. I work with people, but oftentimes people can't afford my fees. So you want to look a little bit further. And if you're wanting to find out more about what a business strategist is all about, you can go check out brianjpombo.com. We've got videos and audios going all the way back to last year, coming up on 365 of them to be more precise, all having to do with some form or another of business strategy. So you can go check those out. In the meantime, let's talk about number 3, the third thing that you're going to want when you're looking for some more strategy in your business, some more strategic thinking, if nothing else. The first one we talked about was being a good listener. Second one we talked about was being a goal setter. The third, and we go about that in the first 2 videos. The third one, though, I want to talk about is a little bit odd. This is a really different one. It's one you probably haven't considered before, and it's what I'd call a flexible surveyor. Okay, let me tell you, I'll give you a little example of this. This was an example that literally happened today, so it fits perfectly with what we're talking about today. So what I will do is when I'm first working with a client, I give them a lay of the land. I'm knocking things over here. I give them a lay of the land in terms of, this is what I do, this is what I provide, these are the terms at which I provide it, so that it's very clear, not to be a stick in the mud or anything, but just to provide very clear expectations for the type of relationship we're going to have, how I'm able to be gotten a hold of, all the rest. And oftentimes this is pretty strict. This is pretty straightforward. And I happen to be working with a client right now that required something a little bit different and required a little more of my time, a little more of my effort. And so I had to adjust. I had to be flexible in what I was providing. And one example is I made myself available on more often than I do for most of my clients. And we had a mix-up where, while I was communicating with some of the people on the team via text, other people were emailing me at the same time. I did not have it fully defined how we were going to communicate via email. And so because of that, there was a mix-up between all these different parties as to who was responding to who, and some people got offended or hurt that I wasn't responding to them. And so this whole mix-up, what it really was, it came down to my fault. I did not give clear enough instruction. But here's the other thing that I have that you're going to want to look for in other people. I have the ability to be flexible. And I'm not bragging, it's just something I've had to learn through the years, is how to be flexible and how to say, hey, this one's on me, it's my fault, here's what I'm going to do to help relieve the situation in the future to keep this type of thing from happening again. And so it kind of laid that out, what I was going to do to fix that. Now, that's what you need. You need a person who's going to be very straightforward and very definite with you, that will help you to define what the relationship's going to be, not just with you and them, but really for your entire organization, being very clear on what the guidelines are, where the borders are. The same way a land surveyor comes in and tells you, they don't really have an agenda, or they shouldn't. The land surveyor is just to tell you what the lay of the land is, where the actual borders actually are, not just what the maps are telling you or what your fence line is telling you, but where things actually should be, based on reality, based on law and everything else, not based on what anyone in particular wants. Someone that can give you a lay of the land, But in the case of business, you need someone that can be more flexible. You need someone that's not just going to be super strict and just sticking to specific rules that they lay out, but someone that can work around and make things fit within your business. Having that type of relationship matters a lot. I think it matters a lot in any employee or any contractor that you end up hiring, any consultant that you bring on board. But it matters even more when you're dealing with a strategist, because everything they deal with is on a very three-dimensional level within your business. It's not just technical. It's not just people-oriented. It's not just goal-oriented of the overall big thing of the business. It's all those things combined. Good strategy is very holistic. And so to have that, you got to have somebody that can keep things in order while at the same time having the flexibility to deal with humans. It's tough. Humans aren't the easiest to deal with. So you need somebody that's like that. That's a great thing to think about. Flexible surveyor when you're looking at building up your either strategic team or building up somebody to be your business strategist for your business. Hopefully that's helpful to you. If you'd like to be able to talk with me directly, one of the things I'm offering right now is the Amazon Proof Strategy session. And what that means is we sit down and we could talk about something else if you want. But most people are talking about right now is how to overcome the competition or to keep the competition from overcoming them. Even if it's Amazon.com, that's your competition, hence the title. Amazon Proof Strategy session. Go check out brianjpombo.com/Amazon for that special deal going on right now. The link is in the description. Hey, you have a great night. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.